Bustin', pull up on them bustin'. Got my Bible and it's heat, and I keep it tuckin'. These other nations see it swallowing, got them running. Yeah, how was I coming? We just keep stunning. Look, bustin', pull up on them bustin'. Got my Bible and it's heat, and I keep it tuckin'. These other nations see it swallowing, got them running. Yeah, how was I coming? You just keep stunning. Look,
we sending our prayers to the Lord. Kamikaze in the squad ready for war. We ain't worried about no thotties. Pull up with the shotty. Got a chariot, don't need a ghost. Why these haters mad? Cause I'm woke. We don't give a damn about a Pope. Yeah, just toast up. Pull my drink up, finna light it up. I ain't got no type on slaying Edomites. I call my bro Toby just to bury y'all twice. Yeah, so this is the truth, right? When you read throughout the Bible, it has like a lot of prophecy and a lot of curses, right? And we just so happen to fit the curses, so-called African Americans, the Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Mine looks
important. It's really important.
I'm embarrassed that mine don't look like yours.
So if I go to
Deuteronomy.
Chapter 28, verse 17, right?
We just gonna
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 17, right? It says, "Cursed shall be thy basket and in thy store," right? So if you look at the ghetto neighborhoods, right? What type of grocery stores do we have in our ghetto neighborhoods?
Yeah, food for
We have like Food for Less, you know,
Dollar Store.
yeah, Dollar Tree and all of that. And you notice in these grocery stores, you won't find nothing really beneficial, you know, for our health, like the food-wise, right? You don't see Whole Foods in our neighborhood. You don't see Gelson, Sprouts, right?
Oh yeah.
You only see Food for Less and all the, you know,
Dollar stores.
the cheap grocery stores that we have. And if you look inside the grocery stores, you will see that it's very few selection of organic foods, right? It's very few selection of non-GMO foods. If you go to Whole Foods, you will see a lot of organic, non-GMO, but when you go to Food for Less, you rarely see options and selections on that. You see that? So that's a curse that the Most High God placed upon us. Why? Because we broke His law, statutes, and commandments. Another thing too, like you see the fringes that we're wearing, right? The fringes, the Native Americans, you see them wearing the fringes. That's actually biblical, right? It's the scriptures, right? Like I have like pictures and stuff. Right? If you look at, like you see this is a Native American. He's wearing fringes.
Yes.
You see that? And all that is biblical, right? If you go to Numbers, chapter 15.
Are you guys going to be able to say anything up here or what? Collaborate?
Nah, not at the time. We're just in the picture I showed you, right? They wore fringes back then. You see that? And I have another picture.
Do the Native American Indians believe in what you guys are believing?
Well,
do they have a conflict thing going with you or what?
Well,
some of them do, and some of them don't.
Yeah.
Some of them recognize that, we are the children of Israel, and some of them say because the white man used that Bible, that's not our book.
Right.
But in actuality, this is their book. Go to 2nd Ezra right quick. We're going to show you something.
Oh, okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 13.
Some of them do,
because,
some of them don't.
Yeah, because the Native Americans, they have a lot of the same customs that's in the Bible. You heard of the Green Ear Festival, the Corn Festival?
Oh, yeah.
That's actually Passover, which is in the Bible. And they kept that year after year after year. And the Native Americans still keep it today.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. This is in the Apocrypha. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
This is the 1st century during the king of Salmanassar when he took the children of Israel into captivity. And this is what happened when they came out of captivity. Because you always hear about this land being called Turtle Island, right? Before it was called America. That's what the Native Americans called it. Before it was called America. Before it was taken over by Amerigo Vespucci, which that's where America gets its name from now. But go ahead, finish reading.
In the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So that land is America. They came from the east over here to the west, which is America, because no one lived here. This is after the disobedience of the children of Israel. They said we're gonna go into a further land where no man is at to corrupt us, so we're gonna try to keep our God laws here.
It gets in depth. Hey, now, I'm sorry. Are you guys sometimes standing up on Broadway?
No, we be on.
You're not them, are you?
No.
Oh, good.
We be on Slauson and Western.
I'm so glad to hear that because they want to speak like they say they're speaking the Bible and love Jesus, but if you stop and listen to them, every other word is a cuss word.
But let me ask you this: you say every other word is a curse word, right?
Yes.
That's not really a curse. That's just foul language. A curse is saying a curse is like putting a spell on somebody. That's what a curse is. There's two different ways of a curse. Yeah, foul language.
And that's it, foul language. That's bad.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah. But it's no sin.
Hey, but I do use it.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like emphasizing something, and not in a bad way,
but it's appropriate.
But it makes the point.
It's appropriate to use it when it's applicable.
Right.
But all the time when you use the Bible, you don't have to curse all the time. Yeah.
So you were gonna say.
Yeah, so if you read verse 45, it says, through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arzaret. That was the original name of this country, this land right here, called Arzaret. I have a map of like all the, you see, this was America right here.
In terms of even our phenotype, in terms of how we look, but a lot of the customs that we brought from our respective places here, those who came over in slave ships, our customs that we brought over.
From southern Arizona. From southern Arizona, my family outside the
prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king. Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. never kept in their own land.
They came to America because they were able. They went off from the Most High God and started keeping other customs. But then it was like, we gotta go somewhere where no one's at, and we can concentrate on ourselves and God's commandments. Go ahead.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So from Africa, which is the river Euphrates, to America was a year and a half. Travel. What was it called?
And the same region is called Assyria. Then dwelt they there until the later time, and now when they shall begin to come.
Contests coming up in honor, respect, and support of missing and women, indigenous women.
Follow after other gods, right? Let's show them. It's only one God, but everybody gonna follow the same God, right? No, they don't. So now let's go to the fringes. Number 50, number 48, number 15 and 38.
Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38.
He's gonna show the fringes that he had on.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
See, all of them got the fringes. I'm sure you got garments for your fringes to hang, right? Long tassels hang from your garments. You don't?
Your tribe?
Why not?
We're not all the same.
Oh yeah,
We're all different. We don't wear feathers either.
oh
We're in
yeah.
the numbers. We wear
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir, it is.
the stars around the head. We're not into we don't wear feathers.
This is why they wear it. Go ahead.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go upward.
That's one of the customs that not all of them like you don't practice, but most of them do, right?
Yeah, okay, I got you. There's another one coming. All right.
Take care.
Are strikingly similar to those that are found here in the Americas. Not only that, you got all types of, like, let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with any of like the native dialects here?
The native dialects?
Yeah, because there's very few people that actually speak any of the native dialects here.
The dialects here? I mean, I feel like everyone has their own. I don't have different dialects here. Just don't know there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many different tribes, families. Yeah. Well, a whole lot of them, and this is not coincidental. You'd be surprised to find out that a whole lot of them are very much so similar and are proven to be derived from what most people would call
Hebrew, really?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of the customs, even the Great Spirit, you talk about the different feasts coincide with that of the Hebrews.
All right, thank you there.
People over here, let me show you really quickly if I can. So, like I said, people look at the Bible like, it's mumbo jumbo, but they don't have a common denominator. If you have the common denominator, then it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Hey, Baton.
Let me show you something even before I go into the Bible.
You gotta read it for me.
Also, are invited any other
Right here.
dancers
Read for that, Jake, please.
dancers
Thank you.
support. MMIW coming up. After these intertribals,
A lot of people don't know
once
some
again,
of
you're
these
welcome to
things.
come and join us. All
Like
of our
natives,
volunteers
like they
and
think
friends.
black people, so-called black people, were the only ones that suffered any type of enslavement. That's not true. According to
We
history,
do things
it's
in a
documented
circle on
that
purpose.
natives here suffered the same things. Right?
It wasn't just the natives, it was the Chinese, the Indians,
Everybody
the Afghans, and the natives. It was all of them.
well, see, here's the thing. Like, okay, the Chinese. And it's funny you say
they
that.
respected. So come on in
According
and dance with us.
to this book, which is actually a historical book, you'll find out that these same people, right? These people called Israel or Yasharala, right? These people would be scattered into all of the different nations of the earth. We're in Africa. We're in China. We're in Japan. we're amongst the Aborigines of Australia. We're amongst all of these different places, and the funny thing, and it's really not funny, but we're going through the same thing everywhere we are. You know what I'm saying? Here in the United States of America, whether you're Native American or whether you're so-called black or whether you're Hispanic or whatever the case may be, right? Whatever they label you as. Why is it that our people have that common thread of being oppressed and being in the ghetto? Why is it that our people, we go through the things that we go through, we're disenfranchised more so than anybody else? The Japanese, they went through a small stint, but they were definitely not dealt with the way.
Television and social media. First of all, you need to get all your artists and all your celebrities to stop doing what they do to portray
Absolutely right.
people, the black community, the way that it is. I know I'm sorry to say it that way, you know, and
I agree
you know,
with you.
of course, like our society, our generation likes to watch it. Yes, we do, because that's what pulls us, because that's what we're used to seeing. But do you realize how it portrays the black community here and also in other countries, internationally wise? Like I have people who come from different countries, and they come here and they already think the black people are like, oh my god, they're disgusting, or oh my gosh, they're gonna rob me. Like, you know, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm your host family. Like, you need to quit. You know, like, you know, because if you feel that way towards that person and they're nice, being nice to you, how do you feel against me? You know, obviously, you know, so it's kind of, I feel like it's just television, social media.
Now, but you know what? Now, let's go back a little bit in history, not too far. When you look at prior to the 60s, right, how so-called black people, so-called Native people got along, we weren't having a lot of the same issues that we now have. A lot of things were put in place strategically so that we would begin to take on certain behaviors, right? One of the things that you didn't see, you know, we've always been a tribal people, period. And that's how we are. That's how we are in the ghetto. But that tribalism, that tribal mentality has been used against us. You know what I'm saying? We were able to be amongst our different respective tribes and still thrive and still bring something together when we came together that would benefit the nation overall. But when they started dropping crack in our communities, when they started feuds, throwing weapons, all those different types of things into our communities, you know, without giving us the things that we needed to survive, the things that we needed to feed our families, that's when we started seeing all of the chaos. You know what I'm saying? So then, as far as, because I was actually a part of the entertainment industry, so I know I can speak on that. These people are being set up. Yes, they are making the choice to do so, but they're being set up. It's like, look, you want a way out? All you got to talk about is these nonsensical things, right? All you got to do is this and get your money, right? And then along with that, you acquire the fame. Well, hell yeah, I'm going to sign up for that. You know, any young kid that doesn't have anything that's looking for a way out, unfortunately, they make the decision, you know, to oblige. Now, what we have to do is we have to show them a more honorable way. That makes sense? We got to show our young Native children, our young so-called black children, because we don't like to call ourselves black either. You know what I'm saying? We know who we are now. We know that we come from a great people. You know what I mean? And with that, that means we have more of a responsibility in what we do from here on. Like, you know, these are images that artists, you know, drew up a long time ago, but this is a Native mother and daughter. It's on the auction block, just like so-called blacks were. How come this is not being talked about? I don't even have to necessarily go into the strike.
Anybody knows this? White people don't want to look like they do this so long. All the genocide that we went through as a people, the blacks and the natives, you know? And that's why, I don't know, I just, the black and the African community is very controversial. I didn't grow up that way. I mean, and I can only see the perspective of these people from the outside of me around, like my friends or people that I'm around. But all I know is black American and Africans from Africa have different mentality, different mindset. They're not the same people. And they, you know, and I know a lot of black Americans say they're African American, and some say I'm black or whatever the case may be. You know, I can't really speak on that issue because I didn't grow up that way, and I don't know anything on either side to push that issue or to really discuss it. like for me, I'm just like, my opinion is they're different people because different mentality, different culture, different mindset. You know, I know everyone says I was like the motherland. I understand that. It's not a denial or anything of that. But when it comes to modern time and culture as who you are as a people today, if you want to go back and chase your roots, that's fine too. But in my opinion, I think you should learn who your people are rather than just basing off of the continent itself. Because it's just like us, how people say we're native, but we won't say, oh, we're Native American. We'll say we're Net, Black, and Black. We'll say our tribe, you know? And it's the same thing, like, you know, so I can't really say too much on the basis of both sides of that because I feel like I get a lot of, I don't know, pushback from other
Put it
people.
like this. Another thing is too, there's so much division amongst our people, right? So like my great grandfather, I know for a fact was a Native American, right? My grandmother, you know, she raised as his daughter, going through things, and mind you, she was raised up in Mississippi in poverty, right? Looked a lot like you. Now here's the thing. I get it. Our people are hurting though, because for those of us, like even the so-called ones that are labeled as so-called African American, to not really have ties to your roots or access in the same way that some do, that's frustrating in itself. You know what I mean? That's very frustrating. And when you take children that are raised up in that type of environment, and all you know is the stuff that you see in the street, you know, can we really blame some of them for doing some of the stuff that they do? Then someone comes and says, okay, there has to be a better way. Now I'm gonna show you and educate you. Now you have to make a choice and be responsible. You know what I mean? But end all, be all is this. If we all could find out what we really are, who we really come from, the root of where we descend, that would matter to some of us. I know it mattered to me when I was able to see who I am. Anybody got a problem? Give me Deuteronomy. I want to take it back to the basics, man.
Okay, wait. I don't want to cut you off or anything,
Absolutely.
but I have to go sell, and then when I catch you around, probably.
For sure.
I don't mind continuing the conversation, but I gotta sell.
Oh, for sure.
And I can catch you
Can I
around.
give you one of these already?
Yeah, I haven't.
All right, man. We'll talk. What's your name?
Cheyenne.
Man, Taziah Wan.
If you're around here,
Because you look at the Armenians, for example. I see the Armenians, they only deal with each other. Chinese, they only deal with each other.
Black
Koreans,
Americans are the only ones that don't stick together.
and us,
Short list.
so-called blacks and so-called Hispanics.
Hispanics stick together.
Nah, that's what
They
you
give me
think.
more love thinking
Trust
I'm a
me.
Latina.
No, that's what you think. When you start going into their households, our Hispanic males love the white women.
Man.
Trust me, they love, like,
And
they always
black women.
chasing. No, but that's cool
Boyfriend
though.
from Oaxaca.
That's
Native
cool.
American from Oaxaca.
Yeah, but that's what's up. But look at what the scripture says.
Deuteronomy
Regards to
chapter
racism.
7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Below, what it say?
Above all people.
Above all people.
His people. Makes
So
sense.
that's racism. But in a sense,
Let me see what verse
you know,
this is.
it's
This is
King
King
James
James.
16:11.
Okay.
Any Bible that you read is going to tell you the same thing.
I just need to make sure it's the Bible.
Read Deuteronomy.
Just saying.
All right. Deuteronomy 7:7.
Verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you.
7:7.
Oh, Deuteronomy 7 and 7.
Oh yeah, all right, you got that.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you,
No,
because
what?
nor choose you,
So you see, there's a lot of choosing in the scripture. Go ahead. And he's going to tell you why.
because ye were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people.
Exactly. But no, I want 7 and 7. You're in 28 and 7. You're not Deuteronomy 7?
Deuteronomy chapter 7?
Yeah. Talking about the separation. Read 5. My bad. It's a lot. Start like at 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them, ye shall destroy their altars and break down their
These
images,
are the other nations. Go ahead.
and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire.
Keep reading.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So it's giving you the reason behind it, right? Because remember, when we came out of Egypt, We were amongst the Africans, the Hamites, the Egyptians. The Egyptians, when you read Leviticus 18, they were into sodomy. They were into, idolatry. They were into all kinds of different stuff. You know.
Half and half, bro. Oh man, you already know that. You barking up a wrong tree. Yeah, no. Oh no, that's a beautiful thing. Now watch this. Now what if I told you this? What if I told you that I could prove that you're actually not half and half? You half and half of the same people.
No, but I'm like mixed. I'm Hawaiian, black, and Indian.
Okay. Hawaiian, black, and Indian. All right. So now, there are people, right? Literally, right? Because I'm looking at your spirit. Spirit, how you know, like that's a familiar spirit, man. How you mean, smiling on it. It's real. I'm like, okay, I can talk to this man. Why is it that our people go through so many of the same things?
You talking about what?
Like just going through, man. Like you look like we grew up in we go through a lot of the same traumatic experiences, same hardships, right? Society. But let me ask you a question. As a people, it seems like more of our people go through a lot of the same similar oppression, the same similar plight. I'm recording right now. Say, it's a little bit different. As a majority, we don't necessarily go through the same things, right?
I'm gonna say white people is the fakest ones trying to act like everybody else. White people act like they black.
Real talk.
White people act like they native, like right now.
Yeah.
And then white people try to act like they Chinese.
Exactly.
So white people is fucking up their whole race.
Exactly. So now, all of that to say, I was tripping when I found out what I'm about to share with you right now, man. Even prior to us calling ourselves quote unquote black, native, all of those different things, we had an identity as a people, man. As a people, we were known as the people called Yasharali. We were known as the God's chosen people. A lot of people, they say, now when they hear that Bible ain't did nothing. It ain't the Bible, it's just like if somebody got a gun. That same gun could be in the hands of this guy, he can do a whole bunch of wicked stuff with it. That same gun can get into the hands of somebody who's a peacemaker and he can do well with it, right? This is no different right here. Now, when it got into the hands of the so-called white man, guess what?
I know you ain't gonna try and bring no black Bible up on me, bro.
Oh, no, not no black Bible. This ain't no black Bible.
But let me tell you this, okay? Let me break a little something down to you. Before everybody came here, us natives,
absolutely,
we didn't read no Bible. We didn't read no books.
Watch
we
this.
talked to our great spirit, bro. We didn't go through none of that.
Great spirit, and they called him by his name, Yahweh, right? Because I done heard like Yahweh. You didn't know what they call him.
They call him Wakanda.
Wakanda?
That's our God.
Okay.
That's our heavenly Father, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You seen the movie? The movie that they call Wakanda.
The Black Panther, yeah, no, it's way different. Ours, it's different. The way we pronounce it, the way we say it is a lot different.
Okay.
You know, I mean, we got our spirituals and our things, but our way is a sweat, bro. That's how we do with ours, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with like here in the United States, right? They found a whole lot of writings, right? It's crazy because they didn't have a book like this, but they had carvings and stuff and writings in stone all found all throughout artifacts. And guess what a lot of the writing was? It was similar to even the dialects that the natives were speaking. It was similar to what some people would call Phoenician or Hebrew. Now, why would that be? The same pyramids that was resurrected over here by the natives, right? Were the same ones that were built over there in Africa. Why is that?
You know where they came from? Aliens.
Not aliens.
Yeah. Alien. Yeah.
But it was, watch this.
Watch Ancient Alien.
I've watched Ancient Alien, but watch this. The people that were the first people over here, right? Your people, the natives. What I'm telling you is, and what if I could prove it to you? These people were the first here, but they also came from somewhere else where they were building the same thing. Your people were the same people that built those pyramids in Egypt. And it's proven. It's even on the walls of Egypt. What if I said I could show and prove that to you? What would that mean? Real talk, cause here's the thing. I'm about to go to Africa right now. But it ain't even a black thing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you're more people.
Put it like this.
I
I'm getting ready to go to like Ghana right now, right? And I'm from the hood, man. I ain't never even been out the country. Oh, for real? I've never been out of the country, right? I'm getting ready to go to Africa. Before I had never known anything about Africa, right? Now we going to some people in Africa that say they don't have nothing to do with the people over there. That blew my mind when I first started hearing about that. I'm like, how in the world you not a part of those people and you over in Africa? How in the world you different from them? When you go to Africa, when you go to the Philippines, when you go to all of these different places, you assume all of these people are the same people. They identify with each other. But then they'll tell you like, we not them, we different from them. You got all of these different tribes. They're like, nah, that's not our people. This our people.
With Mexicans. Mexicans don't claim to be Mexican. They either Paisas or
exactly.
You know. So everybody's got their own little, degree of, what
tribalism. It's tribalism. So all I'm saying is this, man. When I look at it and I find history and I'm like, dang, I got a common thread with these people. I got history with these people. I can't ignore it. You feel what I'm saying? So more than a quote unquote a religious thing, because religion also ain't what you believe. Religion is what you practice. You brush your teeth religiously. That's what you do. You feel me? Religion is what you practice. Now what you practice is gonna be consequential of what you believe, but religion is what you practice, what you do. So a lot of the practices of the natives are very similar to the ancient people that I'm telling you that they come from.
I don't know about that one.
Straight up.
I don't know about that one.
Straight up.
I don't see that.
Y'all the greatest people on the face of this earth, the chosen people. Even your fringes. Let me ask you a question. And if you can give me a definitive answer, then I'll be astounded. All right, your people wear fringes, right? And a lot of them still even wear the ribbon of blue over the fringes, right?
The blue over the fringes?
Some of them wear a strip of blue over those fringes. Some don't, but some do. When you look at a lot of old pictures, they would have the strip of blue over the fringes. They didn't just have fringes. A lot of them had a strip of blue.
But a lot of these colors that they have are the colors that they want. That's the colors that they love.
Or it depends on their plans, too.
But back when they would like have like the different skins and they would shred them at the bottom and have the fringes, literally a lot of them literally had that ribbon of blue. But that, here's the thing, where does that come from?
I'll tell you this though, I really can't say it's a ribbon of blue because back in the day, if you want to go back then, we didn't have no definitive colors. So it wasn't just all red or all blue or all this. There was different colors that they put into it. It was all different colored beadwork. They didn't have like, I'm gonna put these two whites and these two blues together. And no, it was white, blue, red, all these colors that are mixed together as one.
Yeah, now they would have the different colors, but it literally would be like literally a strip, like a blue. They would have like a little ribbon.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, you probably never noticed. You probably never noticed it. But like, as a matter of fact, hey, let me see that real quick. Let me see if I can find something real quick.
Which one? That's what we're talking about. That one, California Native Boat Project. That one.
I don't know where I put it at.
I don't know what it said.
Like this is not coincidental right here, man. Hold this for me real quick. So all throughout the Americas, man, it's crazy because the ones in the United States be like, we Native Americans, then it's like, but all throughout the Americas it was indigenous people, you know what I'm saying? So it's no coincidence that you got this and this is the same thing that they was building, same everything, same measurements and all of that. It's not coincidental. A lot of the same stuff, you know what I'm saying? Even mummification. Why? Because the history shows that the people.
Say this about this, because I seen this on Discovery, just like she was trying to say. There's somebody else that came here before us, before everybody. They are the ones that made these. And there's also tracks that you can see where they rolled it out to make these. So it wasn't us that did this. You know, these are aliens. Honestly,
let me ask you a question. What evidence would you have that that's the case, besides what you saw and the argument they made? They put it together and made it look good on TV. Because they actually got pictures of your ancestors.
That's a good argument that I'm going to stick with is the one on TV.
Watch this. I want to show you something.
So what?
I'm about to find it.
Well, that's the argument. Whether it's that's what he's trying to use. Everything outside
Pyramids, pyramids. Where you look? Egypt. Where you at?
connected to the Bible. That's how I see it.
No, I wanted to show you something as far as like the pyramids. Where's my thing on the pyramids? There. Because they, like you said, man, I done heard so many people talk about like, it's the ones about, because this is one of the things too, they talk about these heads, these people being here, and they say, you know, with those aliens and all of that.
Oh, the Easter Island?
Yeah, well, not even just the Easter Island, but they got them here.
Oh yeah, there's another place.
Yeah, like right here, like this right here.
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing that
that's
your people was doing over there. It's the same thing that they was doing over here. It's the same thing. I'm trying to find my
Yeah, those aren't made to look like.
No, those ain't, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Them isn't, man.
It's, man, I don't know where my pyramids is
The
at.
Mayans are next.
Well, I can't find it, man. I'm looking for my pyramids because I wanted to show you. Bam. All right, look. Check this out. On the walls. Brown people. All right. So these were the Hebrew slaves that were on the walls building pyramids. They actually showing them building pyramids. They was actually, and they lied, talk about it's aliens and all that kind of stuff. When they got the proof that these people was actually building pyramids, they got proof of these people coming over into the land. They got all of the proof, right? And they'll sit up here and have you to believe. Watch this. These same brown people, right? Because it ain't no such thing as black people. That's a misnomer, right? That's just what they would describe them as, meaning they were melanated. You know, they had color or whatever. They were dark. These people, right?
Oh, that doesn't really describe them saying that they built the pyramids, though, bro.
Well, nah, they actually got them.
Because right there, I mean, that picture that you just showed a second ago, they could have been doing that to, you know, get wheat and to provide bread.
These are pictures of them actually building pyramids. This is a pyramid brick that they're actually making. They sit up there and we still don't have the technology.
Where right there?
That's a brick. Yeah, that's a brick. That's literally a brick. One of them big old bricks that they was making. They were making.
I don't see it.
Real talk. This is on the walls of Egypt. Because our people have always been mathematically gifted.
Well, how come they can't do it now?
Well, let me ask you a question. Because we've been enslaved. And we're in the ghettos, and they tell us and they make us believe like we're not smart. But yet we're better than everybody else in everything that we do, right? Now watch this. You saw how those people look, right? What's the difference between how those people look and how these people look? Just from a distance. Just tell me. Keep it real. What's the difference?
The art just looks
What's the
better.
difference?
They're not building.
Hey, what's the difference? Keep it real. What's the difference?
They look like they wanted to fight.
Look like the same people
We don't wear masks like that, bro.
in
You know
different
what I'm
parts of
saying?
the Americas.
Those are Mayan.
Yeah. These are mines right here, but I'm saying in different parts of the Americas, they
Well,
was
see, that's the whole point about it. Different parts of America, we're Native American from us. Those are different type of natives from something else, bro.
And those are from Mexico.
So you don't think that they come from the same place?
No.
They're all related.
Everybody's related in some similarity or one way or another.
Yeah.
But our tribe and our ways, it's all different.
The whites just divided us all. That's all.
It look like somebody knows something. Look who they got at the top. Somebody knows something.
I think it's a black person up there, bro.
Black person. Just because they dark, don't mean they black. You probably got uncles that got that's darker.
I got all my uncles are white, bro.
I'm the only dark one. Look, I'm the only dark one out of literally in my immediate family. I'm like a throwback.
Our grandkids.
This is my grandbaby, and she's the darkest one out of both of them. And all three of them are mine.
Yeah, I'm the only dark one. Now the rest of them came out light. Both of my parents was light. Then I got sons that's light, but then my daughter came out a little bit more brown than that. You know what I'm saying? I got more of a little fat nose, and the other ones got pointy noses.
Oh, they all have that.
So now it's like,
Don't hate.
do they be like?
Don't hate. Just because you got one of them white people's noses.
I sometimes even ask myself, I want a DNA test for my daughter. If it's even mine. Yeah.
So my thing is, just cause I'm the dark one, they be like, oh, you ain't us.
No, I think all the white people, when the white people divided us all.
It's the truth, man. And it don't have nothing about being black, about being Negro, none of that. We're people of color, right? So like, I'll give you an example. True stuff. One of us that's with us is officially, like, he's a Native American, right?
Yeah,
Pops
the
is
one
Native
with the
American.
lokes walking around here.
Nah. He's native to not North America, right? But he could pass from what a lot of people say. It's one. He's a little bit. He ain't like as dark, but he a little bit. And he got braids, but he's literally a Native American. So now, these people, right? This is from a book called Before Columbus. They had a lot of this stuff going on. First of all, it was a gang of pyramids. It was a gang of pyramids all over, not only the Americas, but the United States of America. You know that, right? It was a gang of pyramids that were resurrected. A lot of people don't want to even say, like, okay, well, where did these pyramids come from?
Aliens. I'm gonna stick with that, bro.
Hey, you know what was in the pyramids?
Aliens.
Nah. Guess what was in the pyramids?
Dead skeletons.
Libraries. Libraries. They had, and when I say library, remember, they books didn't look like this right here. That's not what the books look like.
Like scriptures.
They books was scrolls.
Yeah.
They would put stuff on stones. They would have tablets and stuff like that. So they had the history. You know how everybody be like, nah, you know, the Native Americans, it's always been the only oral. That ain't true. That's a lie. And everybody that perpetuate that lie, you think your people was not sophisticated enough to write stuff down? Yeah, they wrote stuff down. Now, what the white man came and did, they came through and they started burning stuff. They was destroying temples, burning stuff down to the ground, just like they did everywhere else they went. So now, of course, you don't have that. You don't have that physical history, so you like apprehensive, like, oh, come on, I don't know about that. But it was known. These people knew who they were. Columbus and them, they were saying it as he traveled this course. Two things impressed him: the unquestionable Negro presence. Now, the word Negro comes from quote unquote Spanish, which just means dark. People was dark. and the apparent influence of Christianity. Now, we ain't talking about the bootleg Christianity that they got today. Our people, the thing that you call by a different name, that was what the true Christianity was, the true following of the one that they didn't necessarily call Christ. They called him Hamashiach. They called him the anointed. He was somebody that they knew about. Huh?
I'm Catholic.
Now, here's the thing. You being Catholic, how did you become Catholic?
I got baptized when I got shot and almost died.
Now, watch this. Let me ask you a question, real tough. Even though you say, okay, I'm of the Catholic faith, how much do you live the Catholic faith on a day-to-day basis?
0%.
Thank you.
Because I smoke weed all day.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't believe in I don't believe in nothing. Everything is culturally biased to me, bro.
See? So now, you the best one to talk to when I talk about. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. You don't have a lot of the other nonsense in your head like a lot of our other people do, man. Like, it's cool with me when I come to my people and they be like, hey, man, I don't believe in that. All right, I got a clean slate to work with. I'm not dealing with somebody that's like, no. You know what I'm saying? Because a whole lot of other shit is bullshit. Keep it real with you. It's BS. It's bull. Now, here go my things. Number one, you shouldn't follow nothing if it ain't beneficial to you and your people. Y'all agree, yes or no?
Live life.
You shouldn't
have to go to a church.
You shouldn't do nothing unless it's beneficial to you and your people. You agree or not?
I guess.
All right, so now, let me ask you a question. If you found something, like right now, it might feel like, we just living, it is what it is, smoke my weed, live my life, and it is what it is. Now, if it's a situation where it's like, okay, the ish really hit the fan, right? All of a sudden, we got to band together and figure out what's going on. All of a sudden, our people getting attacked. What's going on? Why is this happening? Then it'd be important for us to be like, okay, well, what's going on? Why are we getting attacked? Is everybody getting attacked? You know what I'm saying? Why so-called natives? Why so-called Hispanics? Why so-called blacks getting attacked? Because I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to keep it real with you. Chinese people, they're not going through the same stuff we going through, man. Ain't nobody going through what so-called natives, Hispanics, and blacks is going through. Ain't nobody going through what we going through. We the ones in the hood, we the ones that's being oppressed, we the ones that's being dealt with in a way that ain't nobody else being dealt with. Now, is that coincidental? Or maybe it's something to it?
I don't know. Chinese got their own little thing, bro. They got too many that they got to start getting rid of them.
Shit. Put it like this.
They're overpopulated.
Even with all of that.
They're overpopulated over there.
Even with all of that, this book right here, right? So I wanted to know. I was like, man, if this book's some BS, he just came off of what's the name?
Droid. They got like a racetrack or something?
I don't know what they got.
So they going straight through the city hall.
That's Jake's, yep. Jake's is just going through the...
They coming off them stairs right there.
I seen you. I'm like, what?
And look, there goes another droid right there, up in the sky.
Oh wow.
See, look, he's over there telling them to come here. That dude in the yellow up there, in the orange. See, right?
So.
No, I said there's that droid right there. Watch, they're gonna come floating off through stairs.
They probably doing a video.
Yeah, they're doing a video.
Probably maybe these things.
Now that's wild.
With the Thanksgiving. Well, we can't be too hard on the lifestyle that we live.
Yeah, we can because, okay, if somebody come in your house right now, you have a house for a party, somebody come in your house, stand on your couch and say, this is now my house, get out.
Well,
are you going to be hard on them or are you going to be soft on them? Oh yeah, you
they've done that before, okay?
They did it today.
They did it to me, okay? They went to jail.
You know what I'm saying?
And they beat the hell out of me.
As a whole nation, they didn't go to jail.
They beat the hell. They went to jail.
You know what I'm saying? The whole nation that
No,
Native Americans.
there's a lot of people, they're going to get something worse than jail. That's guilt. That's guilt. But I can only tell you what I know. Okay, I can only tell you what I know, what I lived through. I'm going to be 70 years old. But
Whatever you put out, you get whatever you reap, whatever you sow, you reap. If you sow love and understanding, you'll get that back. But if you sow hatred and confusion, you'll get that. And I've done that too. Gossiping about people, I've done that. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that there's a recompense coming for those who stole the Native American land, raped our women and children and all that? It's coming, right? The Bible prophecy.
And we need to bring a stop to that.
Yeah,
and we need to support
the Bible is a very good book. But it's not
so with that, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. And welcome you to Grand.
I think it's going to come down to technology where they're going to want us to be robots. They've had all these robotic ideas. And then the people will say, I'm not going to do anything. Because every nation falls when the people
It's really true.
don't
The
want
Seattle
to fight
area.
for their freedom. They let somebody else do
The
it.
city has Indigenous Day as well. Beautiful words. At this time, we have a quick announcement.
You're better. You work on it all day. I work on keeping my wife happy. If I don't keep her happy, I can't go to bed with her. We'll see you later.
They have out there a lot of different Bibles. You have the NLT, the New Language Translation, New Living Translation. They have the NIV, and they take out a lot of the information.
What's up, Brother Tony?
Okay.
They take out a lot of information on here. So if we go to Jeremiah chapter 50, right? This is in the Old Testament, right? Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Right? Yeah. Right, so Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33, it says, "Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel," right, which is the northern kingdom, right, the Native American Indians, the Hispanics, Latinos, right, and the children of Judah, which refer to the southern kingdom, which is the so-called African Americans today, right, were oppressed together, right? So we were oppressed together. How can we prove that? You go to the ghetto neighborhoods, right? You go to like Compton, South Central, you go to Linwood, East Los Angeles. Who do you see oppressed? Right? What type of, what nation of people do you see oppressed together? That would be the African Americans and the Latinos, the Hispanics, right? And it says, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let us go. Right? I have another scripture right here because, like, right here, what I have is a portfolio, and these are like pictures, right? Like this one right here, National Day of Mourning. Right, this takes place on Thanksgiving every year, right? And so since 1970, Native Americans have gathered at noon on Coles Hill in Plymouth to commemorate a National Day of Mourning on the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday, because Thanksgiving, that represents the slaughtering of the Native American Indians, right? So it's unbiblical for those to celebrate that holiday, because God, the Most High God, He really doesn't care about that holiday. How can we prove that? We can go to Amos chapter 5, verse 21. Right?
You can even use it to this.
Amos chapter 5, verse 21.
There you go. Oh yeah, look at that circle. We almost got it all the way. Come on, people, get up and join. Spill the gas, spill the gas.
Amos chapter 5, right? Verse 21, it says, I despise your feast days in regards to Christmas, Easter, right? Thanksgiving, all of those pagan holidays that has nothing to do with the scriptures, right? And it says, I will not smell in your solemn assembly, though you offer me burnt offerings, right? Because what do they serve on Christmas? The Christmas ham, the Thanksgiving turkey and all of that, right? And people offer that up. They say a prayer before they eat their food, the Thanksgiving dinner, right? And it says, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. So he's not going to accept that. Because on top of that ham, that's unclean. If you read the scriptures, there's a dietary law that takes place in the book of Leviticus chapter 11. It has all types of animals animals that we're not supposed to eat, and ham falls in the category of unclean animals. So it's an abomination to celebrate those pagan holidays and to eat the food, right? And it says, take away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. You know, all those jingles, the Christmas jingles, all of that. Most High, he don't want to hear none of that. So that's what we're doing. We're just coming out here to, you know, let our people know that the Native American Indians are the children of Israel. Yeah. All right.